When will it stop? When will it stop? When will it stop? Folks, I am starting to get tired of gun videos, even myself, but this one's light. So, Beto O'Rourke, or whatever his name is, the guy from El Paso, he was on the news today, a couple hours ago, talking about the tragic shootings at El Paso. So, basically, what I want to talk about is his speech, which I'll be sure to link in the description, and some of the words that he uses, but also how he basically takes one person, one event, and he attaches it to a bunch of different people. So he pretty much used the same attack words that we hear all the time. That we gotta get rid of assault weapons, we gotta get weapons of war, we gotta get rid of these weapons that are designed to kill people, we gotta do this, we gotta get that, we gotta get red flag laws. Well, there's a few things wrong with the statement right there. Every weapon is a weapon of war, if you want to be honest. Because every weapon, every gun, between a revolver to a pistol to a revolver to a machine gun to a long rifle and a sniper rifle has been designed for one thing and one thing only, and with that design in mind, to kill something. Not necessarily a person, but just to kill something. Hunters use their guns to hunt animals. We've been doing that for years, but the main design and functionality of guns is to kill something. Everyone can agree with that. And as for these mass weapons of war that he keeps talking about, they're not available for civilians. You don't see civilians running around with 50 cals on the back of their pickup trucks. You don't see civilians running around with saws or 240s and other types of machine guns, rocket launchers, grenade launchers. You don't see them running around just shooting up people with these powerful weapons. You don't see civilians with tanks. Alright? Sorry. I ranted there for a second. It's just, as we all are, we're tired of this. We're tired of them constantly treating us like we're stupid. That we're fools and they gotta hold our hands and tell us that, oh yeah, this is bad. And as I've said before, the reality is the bar is gonna keep getting lower and lower and lower and lower until we can't even have a single action shotgun. Because it's used to kill people, so therefore we can't have it. It's insanity. It is absolutely insanity. Because, as I said, all guns are designed with the intent of killing people. Every single gun can be used as a weapon of war. I mean, come on. World War II, World War I, bolt-action rifles. Guess what? They were used for war. We still have bolt-action rifles. Even the military nowadays, some of our most powerful sniper rifles are bolt-action. Folks, as I said, the bar is just gonna keep getting lower. I've said that before in other videos. Check them out. I mean, they keep saying military style for now, but eventually it is going to be police style. And here's the things that he talked about. So Beto, I hope I'm saying his name correctly, but at the same time, I also just don't care. But he was talking about how we have this amount of people population, but yet we have this amount of guns. I think he said we have 34 million people, but 39 million guns, and he says, this is unacceptable. And then he went on to said in the speech that those people with guns threaten the safety of everybody else in this country. Folks, if every gun owner truly threatened the safety of the nation, there would be a lot more shootings. I'm talking massive amounts of shootings if that was the case, because, with 39 million guns and only the population being 32 million, according to Beto, well, that's assumed that a lot of people have more than one gun. And, they sure as well have the firepower to just go around and start shooting up people, but oh my gosh, they don't do that. Why is that? Because law-abiding gun owners, civilians, we just want our weapons. We just want our guns to protect ourselves, our family, and our countrymen if we need to, because, it's our right. It's our right to bear arms, and so that we can have our own security. Because guess what, Bento? The average person doesn't have armed security following them around 24/7. We don't have that protection. So, of course, also in the speech, he talked about how it's all Donald Trump's fault. He spread hate. He spread racism. It's all his fault. He did this. He did this. It's all his fault. It's them white supremacists. It's them Nazis. It's all them Trump supporters. Well, it's also funny how he talks about that we need to merge as a nation and we can become something greater if we defeat the white supremacists. And he also talked about how America is also racist in some of his other videos, that we have to get rid of this cultural racism. Look, people, El Paso is like 80% Hispanic. If America was truly racist, like there was this true deep drive for racism and white supremacy in the nation, there would be no country, or I'm sorry, no state or no town or county that would have that high of a percentage of people that was not white. Because if America was truly this type of place, wouldn't the white supremacists and all the racists have kicked him out long ago? Makes you think. And plus, since, if all of our gun owners, if we're truly this dangerous, and if we're truly this embedded in racist, well, we definitely have the firepower to just go around and start killing every single Hispanic, Asian, Black, Muslim, blah, 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 blah. You get where I'm going with this. But the thing is, that doesn't happen. Look, I've said this before in another video, and I gotta say it again. This might sound cold, but they are trying to punish the majority of the nation for a death of a few people. When you get to the number of the population, that's like just a percentage, like a 0.9 percentage of the population, if not a bit less. And they're trying to punish the whole majority of the nation. They're not even hiding it anymore. Especially when you listen to the speech, he's like, yeah, all them gun owners, they're dangerous. They sit there and they blame everything on Trump. Trump supporters, conservatives, Republicans, and gun owners. They saying like, it's all our fault, we're the reason everything's going to hell. Well, they say the right radicalizes, and everything radicalizes is because of the right. But when it's their own people, like Antifa, attacking ICE facilities and shooting ICE facilities, yes, that happened, they don't seem to want to say anything. I mean, what are they going to do? Go after all the conservative gun owners or people that register as gun owners, and they're just going to leave their people alone? I just don't know. Look, and it's just foolishness. As I've said, it's foolishness. And the thing is, if he really wants to piss off America, if he really wants to piss off this dangerous amount of gun owners, well, the moment they start doing look, he talked about doing a buyback program. People aren't going to do it. Right? People are not going to give up their guns, especially if it's something that they spent $500, $600, or even $1,000 on. Even if the government's, well, we'll triple that price. We'll give you $3,000 for that AR-15. People aren't going to do it. Now, will there be some people? Yes, absolutely. I remember a while back, there was a woman who had an assault rifle from World War II that was valued, I think, at like $15,000 because, of the value of the gun. And she did a buyback program, and it was like a guaranteed 3 times the amount of the value of the gun. People might do stuff like that, and it's definitely a nice little payday. But it's just people aren't going to do it. So the government's going to have to ask, well, what are we going to do next? Well, people aren't turning in all their guns, people aren't doing this. Well, I guess we have to start doing search and seizure. Well, guess what? When they start doing search and seizure, I guarantee you, I know people, you know people, there's gonna be people that's gonna fight back. There's gonna be people who will literally die to defend their guns because they just view it as that big of a freedom. Like, that is their biggest freedom that they value the most, and people are willing to die for what they believe in. People are willing to die for freedom. And it's just gonna get worse if they go down that path. Now, he's also talking about we need to do red flag programs. Well, using his words, I mean, if he becomes president and implements these red flag programs, I mean, according to him, in his words, every single gun owner is dangerous. Look, he may have not said that directly. I will give him that. But the way I'm interpreting it as he says it, he doesn't clarify. He just legitimately says, like, these group of people who are owning guns are threatening the other peace. We're not threatening the peace. You see, a tactic that they do is they'll take an individual or an event, all right, like one person, and they will attach them to another group. Like, this one shooter, it turns out he was a white supremacist or a Nazi, or he was a Nazi who was an NRA owner, or he was a Nazi who was a Trump supporter. And, they attach them to these groups, and all of a sudden these groups start seeming like they're a lot bigger than they are, and then they sit there and go, oh no, Nazis are everywhere, white supremacists are everywhere, they're gonna take over the nation, we gotta stop them out now. And then they do this fear-mongering, this rhetoric, and they talk about how these people are just everywhere and we gotta stop them. Yeah. And then they start attacking innocent people. ICE facilities start getting shot up. People are begging for open borders. And it seems like a lot of these people who are white, who are just wanting to push more and more immigration on America, it's like they can't wait for whites to be the minority in their own nation. What I mean is whether they like it or not, America is a dominant white nation. That is just how we were founded on during the colonization age. And the only way to change that is to, yes, bring in tons and tons of immigrants from different nations, different races, ethnicities, and different cultures and values to fundamentally change America. And honestly, that's almost seems like what the left wants. Even Barack Obama himself came out and said that we are on the premises of fundamentally changing America. And honestly, a lot of people, they don't want America to fundamentally change because we like America as it is, because it is not this racist, bigoted, white supremacist nation that the mainstream media and a lot of these left Democrats keep pushing down our throat every single day. I'm sorry if I seem a little heated and I'm repeating myself a lot, folks. Just this is just burning me up. I am tired of this. I am just sick of this. But they, as I said before, they won't stop. So we can't stop. We got to keep up with them. Look, if he gets president, or if any Democrat gets president, and they do the red flag laws and everything else, I mean, they're just... It will get to the point to where you could go to, like, a Walmart, per se. Might be a bad example, but I'm just going to use it. And you can just be, open carrying. Not doing no problem, not doing no business, just open carrying. Someone can call in, say, oh my God, he's got a gun. I think he's intent of shooting someone. And, with the red flag laws, they will just take your gun rights right then and there, because that's the point of the laws. People will abuse them. People will manipulate them. But also that's the point. Why is that? Well, it's also because the left knows for a fact that they can't just do this almost like a global counterism strike and raid every single home in America, because what will happen? Well, there was an example. This was a few years ago, but ranchers, cowboys and such, the government was going in and was basically telling people to get the fuck off your land. The government's taken over it. But these ranchers came up with their guns and AR-15s, and there was no shots fired, but they stood their ground against federal police. They just sat there at a stalemate, ready to go. I mean, that is what the left truly fears, is that eventually America as a whole is going to have enough of this shit, and we're just going to stand up against them. And an armed population is much more devastating to deal with than an unarmed population. Just look at Venezuela. They disarmed their people, and people are trying to fight back, but, you know, when you're disarmed, you can only do so much. And Venezuela is running over their people with tanks. Yeah, let that sink in for you. Now, can that happen to America? Yes. That is the cold reality. It can happen anywhere, including here. That's why the left is so hell-bent on trying to push their gun ban. It's not gun control, it's a gun ban. They just want to get rid of guns completely. And as I said, the bar is just going to keep lowering and lowering and lowering. I mean, and these people that want this, these people who support this, they know for a fact they can't change people's minds on it. So they're looking towards the state, the government, to do this. Look, the great Sargon Akkad released a video. I'll link it in the description if you want to watch it. But knife crime has surpassed New York City in London. And you have their mayor that just kind of sat there going, oh, well, I've done everything I could. No, you couldn't. You didn't. You kept pushing more and more legislations and controls. First it was guns, now it's knives, now it's blunt weaponries, now it's even screwdrivers. Jeez, you see how the bar keeps lowering? I meant this to be a short, quick video, folks. I apologize for the time. It's just, there's a lot to get into, a lot to remind, a lot to refresh. I'm telling you, even if Trump wins the next election, which the Democratic Party will pull every single bit they can, including cheating and voter fraud, to win. But the reality is Trump will only be in office 4 more years if he wins. In 4 more years, we may have another Democrat in office, and we will have another battle like this. The left has made it clear what their goal is. Gun control, disarming population. They want this open border, multiculturalist, multi-religion even society. I mean, it's just going to be a giant clusterfuck of everything. And if they get rid of the guns, well, people won't be able to fight against the government because the government will be the only one with the guns. As I said, folks, it's just, if gun owners were truly the biggest threat, and if there truly was a Nazi white supremacist movement, and if every conservative was just this raging Nazi that the left keeps saying, well, since we have so many guns, don't you think we'd be able to do a lot more damage to the society than there are? As I said, they keep trying to punish the many for the deaths and the action of a few. And as I said, yes, that sounds cold. I understand that. But you have to look at it logically. You have to look at the form of an attacker. I mean, they're radicalizing themselves where people are even attacking ICE facilities. People that are trying to enforce the border. But the mainstream media and the politicians keep on lying, saying that these people are concentration camps. They're part of the Nazi white supremacists. I will put a link in the description. Yes, it's with Fox News. I understand. Fox News, right-wing thing, I get it. But the thing is, it's like, it was the only mainstream news organization that I found that actually kind of went into more depth in it. There's another one from ABC I'll link in, but if you just watch the ABC one and then watch the Fox News one, you'll see what I mean. I couldn't even find one in CNN to talk about this. Listen, guys, y'all gotta understand this. You know, they keep pushing the blame. They keep attaching one person to different groups to make those groups look a lot bigger. And, you know, they go on back to blaming video games to where Walmart took down their violent video game ads, and some Walmarts even went as far to just get rid of games in general. There's been a few cases. And hell, Bento even said that, I forgot how he said it, but he basically said that guns are motivating people to kill? It's like, are you nuts? A gun isn't alive. It doesn't have a soul or a heart or blood. I mean, what's it? I mean, unless it's a Cthulhu gun, you know? I mean, shit, Cthulhu gun. That I'll buy, but a gun's not sitting there whispering dark secrets in people's ears to kill them all. They're blaming the actions of the living on things that aren't even alive. Folks, this is a clown world. An absolute clown world. I apologize for the length of this video. I got carried away, but it's just... oh my god. I don't even know what to say. 2020 Trump, folks. Let's buy ourselves 4 more years to get out of this clown world.